Tonight, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The Minnesota Vikings taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Minnesota Vikings. To throw is Edwards on first down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have its hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. How it's long distance now? Let's go to that play.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Evans. They'll get 8, but they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive because that's not enough. After last week's loss, you bet this offense probably wanted to come out with a little more fire than a 3-and-out.
And I'm sure that people are saying, hey, come on, Coach, what was the pregame talk? Have these guys ready to go? But you and I both know it goes into preparation and practice and being ready to go. That gives you the confidence to come out and play. They've got to find that fast.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 19 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense because you know those big guys up front are doing work. But now the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him at the end zone in this one. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now it's Nwangu. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. Touchdown, Vikings! Kene Nwangu, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3-and-out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. The numbers for Evans a week ago. 4 catches, 52 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC.
And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know, it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
Well, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them. So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Mon to the air on 1st and 10.
Eluding the pressure right.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson.
His 11th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings get the quick strike touchdown.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Back now comes Tampa Bay.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
To throw on 2nd down, Edwards. That is incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
With the football going back to the Vikings offense. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now a give, right side. Grove, and very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. They go play action here. Mon, he'll buy some time right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's Mon. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Mon now off of play action. Forced out to his left. That's going to be caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. They'll look to run with Nwangu. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Now after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Second and goal from the 1. He'll try again, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Kene Nwangu with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 21-0. kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. With the Bucs offense making their way back out on the field, let's take a look at the playoff picture, Charles, coming into the weekend in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. This is intercepted. Picked up by Divine Diablo.
Take off your helmet and give me a kiss.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That pick six extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it is 28-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Edwards. He finds his tight end, Howard. That's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it, just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really...
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Vikings are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks and no touchdown passes yet either. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. A give to Jones. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And that was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Now Edwards from the gun on 3rd down. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. On the give is Nwangu. And he's taken down inside the 30. They'll run with Nwangu. 90 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9. Cook following the penalty. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Off the play fake, Mon. Flush to his right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. And this one is right through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Mike Evans and the Tampa offense about to set up shop.
You would have to think they're going to make it more of a priority to get him the football. You're losing here in the 2nd quarter, and he's been really quiet.
I think all we have to do, and it's too bad we can't actually see the actual play sheet now from the coordinator, because he's looking down at that and saying, okay, do I put him in different spots? Do I try and isolate him? What routes do I run? You're exactly right. They've got to get the ball in his hands and get their offense kick-started.
He does have the 2 catches, but pretty quiet so far. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. The give is to Jones. And he's got some space here. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Second and 2.
Back to throw. Edwards. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. From the gun on third down. Edwards. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot. The problem is that is now 4 interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And complete right side to Cook. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Bond going to throw it.
Being chased out left. And he'll just get rid of it. So we've reached half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Now, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And his kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times you just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul. There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Again, he'll drop to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Chaz Surratt. And the Vikings are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And quickly, they get to the line. Now a play fake here on first down. Man open is Robinson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now a handoff here to his running back. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. But they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
On 1st and 10, Franklin. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Off play action. Franklin escaping the pressure right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone.
He was trying to get that to Colby Parkinson.
And it's third down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. It back 5. That makes it 2nd and 10. Handoff here to Nwangu. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And now, is it 4th down? No, it's 3rd down. And the field goal unit is out onto the field. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The Bucks on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete.
And he is going to have a Bucks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Edwards. This one swung out here to Jones. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Edwards on 1st and 10. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Danielle Hunter in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Here's Edwards looking to throw on 2nd down. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation.
Jones hit and the ball's out, and this belongs to the Vikings.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. And now out comes Minnesota.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable 4th quarter lead.
And what in the world? Now they're going to fake it. And he is not going to get the first, but remember, it was only 1st down, so a bit of an odd play, and it results in 2nd down. And look at this, the punt team is out there. Somebody better give them the memo that it's 2nd down. And this will be blown dead right around the 25-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. There he goes left side. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Vikings head out to take over once again. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 37. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
First play's a run with Nwangu.
Room to run past midfield. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. that's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Space to maneuver at the 40. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
136 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Eluding the pressure right.
They'll get this to Nwangu.
Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Here's Nwangu.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
2nd and 5. And he will find his man on the outside. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Edwards now throwing on 1st down.
A check down here to Jones.
The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Edwards. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Where were they clicking on offense?